Good afternoon Twitch and hello YouTube, hope everyone is doing good today. Welcome to a brand new live stream. And today we have to get through quite a lot. We have got a new Satisfactory update, we've also got the patch notes for that update. It's not a major update, it's a very minor update, but you might have noticed when you tried to play the game this morning that there was indeed an update on the Epic Games Store. I'm not sure about Steam, but I'm sure it's the same story. We've also got some Satisfactory news regarding Snut, the community manager over at Coffee Stain Studios. And after that, we'll then be diving into some Aluminium stuff regarding Satisfactory and the best recipes for that, which I'll then be turning into a separate video, so don't worry if you can't watch the next 2 hours of that segment. I'm sure I will again make it into a shorter video that would make a bit more sense. Welcome Elliot, welcome Free to Play New Player, welcome Jasper, and welcome TJ. Hope that you're all doing good today. And yeah, let's start, I suppose, with the patch notes and the new updates. So, let's get onto that right now. Great. Did 1.1 is not out yet. No, that will most likely be coming out early 2025, I believe they said. And if Fixmas is going to be ending on January 18th, I'm going to assume that update 1.1 will be coming out maybe early February, like first Tuesday, first Wednesday of February, but I don't know. That is just a guess, but hopefully sometime around that period it should be coming out. But no, it's not out just yet. And welcome Vinod, hope that you're doing good. It's also about Snut leaving as well, so we got the Snut news and the Fixmas news and some actual Satisfactory gameplay today, so it's like a mix of everything. Starting off with the top message here. So, they've added a handcraftable Fixmas data cartridge recipe, and I think the main reason as to why they did this was because sometimes you would accidentally lose the cartridge, and let's say you've lost the cartridge for day 4. You then can't progress in the event, and obviously that sucks. So it seems that you can handcraft that. However, from what I'm gathering, we haven't tested it yet, so maybe not, but you can't just craft like 100 of these things. And you also can't craft the data cartridge for future dates. Like, we can't craft the one for like the, what was it, the 18th or something? The 16th of whatever it is. I think it's the 14th of December. We can't just craft that now, for example. We have to wait until then, but if we lose it, we can craft another. The next message is, after unlocking a Fixmas data cartridge in the calendar, you'll also receive a recipe to be able to craft them in the workshop, in case you happen to lose them. Just discussed that, yep. Welcome, Jack-O-Lantern, it's ITA, hope that you're doing good. The Christmas disc craftable can be used as ornaments. That's a good idea, actually. I never thought about doing that. I guess we have to try and test that out when we load into Satisfactory in just a minute. It's sad it's not leaving. Yeah, Elliot, it is a bit sad. I wonder who's going to take over. I guess Mikhail's going to take over. Because originally it was Jace, then it was Snut. I don't know if there was anyone before Jace. At least when I was pretty active in the Satisfactory community, it was Jace that was in charge of all of it. So we have to see who's going to take over now. The next thing is increase the Ada gift pickup message chance to make up for the no longer repeating after playing once. I guess that makes sense, because as of right now, when you pick up like 2 gifts, you always hear an Ada message, and sometimes it will be repeating the exact same message you've just heard like 3 seconds ago. So it seems like that's what that's trying to fix, which is fair enough. We've also got some information about dedicated servers as well. Added a scroll bar to the server options in the server manager to prevent the disable seasonal events option from flowing out of the UI and disabling over the description text. Okay, so like a very minor thing there, which is not too bad. We've also got localization, updated community translated languages with the latest translations. Okay, that's fair enough. So for a couple of these ones down here, these have been updated into the game for like the last week or so. However, I wasn't aware about it, so that's why I'm covering it in today's stream. If I just get rid of... Where is it? Chat just for a quick second there. Just so we can try and read what these actually say. I've already read that one. Okay, gameplay. Ada's messages after picking up presents will now only play 1 time each. Okay. I'm guessing that stops it repeating itself, but isn't that the exact same thing that they set up there as well? So I don't know if this didn't work, but either way they've added it again, which is pretty good. Welcome CK, hope that you're doing well, welcome to the live stream today. We've also got some dedicated server information again. Always show options that are marked as hidden in-game or hidden in main menu in server manager server options tab, regardless of whether the dedicated server has a save loaded or not. Okay. I don't think I've ever actually used a dedicated server. Play with like friends and stuff. I don't think I've ever done it. But if you do use dedicated servers, that's a small update that is pretty decent. Finally, they just say this allows for toggling options like disable seasonal events on servers that are already running. So yeah, if you don't want to do Fixmas, like if you really don't want to do Fixmas, which in case you're wondering, do I do it, do I not do it? I made a video about that yesterday. You can always just turn it off, it seems like, which is pretty good. Please note that this setting requires a server restart to take effect. So I'm guessing just make sure you save your game. But again, I don't know how this dedicated servers actually works. Is it like a Minecraft realm where the game just saves automatically no matter what you do? No idea. Maybe you guys will know a bit better than I do. And again, with some more information regarding localization, updated community translated languages with the latest translations. Fantastic. Gameplay reverted the snapping changes when building on the sides of pillars to allow free placement again. Fantastic. I like snapping in this game. The one thing that they've changed since update 1, which I really don't like, is where you sometimes can't snap objects inside of other objects. Like, for example, you might want to have a railing inside of your road barrier. You could do that before, but now you can't. Unless you try and angle it to the side, but then it ends up looking a bit weird because it just sticks out on the side rather than just the way it used to be. I do hope they revert that, although they've not mentioned it in any of these updates, so they aren't doing that as of now, which is quite unfortunate. But hopefully, fingers crossed, in 1.1 they'll do that. Bug fixes. Potential fix for a crash when replacing holograms with another, i.e. replacing pipe holograms with a hypertube. Okay. That's always good. I do love bug fixes. Also, it's a potential fix. So, it might work, it might not, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it does. Also, the fix a crash when upgrading power poles or splitting a wire from a power pole or wall outlet. That's good. I've never noticed that before, though. I suppose that's pretty good. I'm guessing what that means is that if you have like a Mark 1 power pole and you upgrade it to a Mark 2, it might just disconnect the wire from it. And now they might have fixed that, which is great if they have. Also, the last couple of things here. Regarding UI, they fix an incorrect title in the network errors. Great. It's a simple thing, but it's a fix. And in regards of localization, they've updated community translated languages. Great. And then updated credits. Fantastic as well. So these are all the update changes we've had so far this month, I believe. They might have done a couple more, but they're not significant. And if there are any significant updates in the last week that I've missed, I will cover it in tomorrow's stream, but I don't think there is. I can very quickly check the Satisfactory website just to see if they mention anything else over there as well. Because I believe they only mention major updates, don't they? So, let's see, updates. Yeah, update 1, update 8, update 7. So I don't think they would have mentioned much about, like, these patch notes here, which is fine. Also, I love this base design. That looks really cool. Yeah, they talk a bit more about Tier 9, everything that's new in here, which is pretty cool. Yep. Also, this has been out for a while now, hasn't it? But when I was talking about, like, Blueprint Mark III designers, for example, there were people leaving comments like, why would you spoil this for us? It's like, it's on their website. it's in the game. It's not like I made a video about an update that's coming out in 3 months being like, hey, this is coming into the game that they haven't announced. No, it's literally on their website and currently in the game, but oh well. Yeah, we've mentioned all of this. There's quite a lot of changes, obviously. But it doesn't look like they've mentioned anything else to do with patch notes or minor changes, which is fine, to be fair. That's all good. But yeah, so that is all the information regarding the news. Wait, sorry, the updates. But now we've actually got some information regarding news. And of course, that is Snuts is leaving as community manager in Satisfactory. They released a video over on the Coffee Stain Studios YouTube channel. So we'll give that a quick listen to. Let me just turn off the audio, the base game. There we go. And yeah, it is pretty sad because Snut was a fantastic community manager. And I look forward to see what they're going to be doing later on, and how they're going to, you know, progress. As I'm sure they will. Like, they've set the bar very, very high for community managers for this game, and I'm sure that's only going to continue to grow. So let's see what Snot has to say and what Coffee Stain Studios mentioned in today's video. Last night's video.
Hi everyone. Today I'd like to take a moment to tell you that I will be stepping away as a community manager for Satisfactory, as I will be leaving Coffee Stain. This has
Which is nuts,
not
by the
been
way.
an easy decision for me. It is a decision that I am questioning even as I am recording this video, because this job has been like the most fulfilling job I've ever had, and I am going to really miss being a community manager for Satisfactory. I joined Coffee Stain Studios as a programmer to work on an unannounced title, and I remember thinking like,
I've already seen clips of this video, by the way, but just seeing like I'm guessing this is pre-alpha. What does it say there?
well, this is
Yeah, pre-alpha of Satisfactory. It's pretty nuts, because I'm pretty sure this is the grass fields. Like, you know that one area that almost every single person starts in, where you've got like the 3 iron nodes here, you got the copper node up there, and a couple limestone nodes behind you. I'm pretty sure this is where it is. But we can still see machines like the biomass burner, which looks very similar than what it did in Update 8. Of course, now it's got the conveyor belt entrance thing, but pre-Update 1.0, this is, I think, how it looks like. Of course, with slightly better graphics now. And this appears to be a smelter, which is pretty cool. But yeah, back to the main video.
This is a game I would never play myself, which ended up not being true, by the way. But it seemed like a fun opportunity, and the scale of the game was beyond anything I'd ever worked on before. Fast forward to later, we announced Satisfactory, and the reception was beyond anything we could have ever imagined.
It wasn't too bad.
I feel very fortunate to have been a part of shaping such a celebrated game together with all my colleagues and you all in the community.
Yeah, I would say Snot was a very big part of it. A very, very big part. I don't think some people realize how crucial of a role community managers actually play in games. Like, it's huge. And again, I think Jace, I think Snuts, and Mikhail have done a fantastic job. Again, I assume Mikhail's going to take over. Let's see. You never know. But yeah, either way, Snut and Jace have done a fantastic job as being community managers. And it's going to feel weird not having Snut around. Or Jace. I'm sure they're still going to appear maybe in like the occasional Coffee Stain Studio video like Jace does. But yeah, it's really weird. I don't know. I feel like Snut's been here for a very long time. So not having him around can feel like quite a weird feeling. Again, very similar with what happened with Jace.
It's been one of the most rewarding years of my life, and having the opportunity to walk on stage and accept an award for all the hard work that everyone at the studios put into this game is something that I will treasure for the rest of my life.
Talked about this recently.
Having so many people be so excited about something we've created is exhilarating, and it's been such a thrill to, like, whenever we've had new content to show off, just to see like how excited everyone gets. When we started posting more regularly on the YouTube channel, I think we had around 40,000 subscribers or something, and today we've grown into almost 400,000 subscribers. And having been part of building this has been very gratifying. I've gotten to be a part of so many extraordinary moments that will stick with me for the rest of my life. I truly wish every game
I'm gonna miss those trailers as well.
For the rest of my life.
Because Snot makes these really good animated trailers. I don't know if like he does the editing himself, but like whenever they used to like tease something with 1.0 or something, like when I'm sure tease these 2 hogs, like he used to make very, very good green screen trailers. I don't know if they're going to continue that. Again, I don't know if he's the one that edited them, but I hope they do continue them, because these were really, really good. Even like very small snippets of gameplay and mostly talking, it was still fun to watch because they were entertaining to view, which is, of course, quite an important part as being a community manager, is making the videos entertaining and engaging, and they most certainly did. Welcome, Moth. Hope that you're doing well.
Every game developer could experience what we've experienced working on this game, and I'll probably never get to experience something like this again at this scale, and that's okay. That's something that I've come to terms with, and I've made sure to enjoy every moment of it. During my time as a community manager, I've given myself so much to this job, and I've gotten more back from you all than I could ever ask for. The Satisfactory community has been the best community I've ever been a part of, and I truly believe it is one of the best communities out there, period. I will always be a part of this community, and in many ways, you've been as much my coworkers as the folks actually employed at Coffee Stain. Before I worked as a community manager, I used to think that game development wasn't a very important job, you know, all things considered. After all, there are people out there saving lives in hospitals, or trying to cure disease, or you know, trying to bring food to starving people, and I'm just sitting here behind a computer like la da 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 da, making video games. But over the years, I've come to realize how much of an impact our game actually have had on people. And I've
especially
had
during
COVID, to talk
let me tell you.
people willing to share their stories of how.
Yo, thank you very much, Oliver, for the sub. That's very kind of you. That gave me a jump scare. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for the sub. But yeah, during COVID, Satisfactory was amazing because it came out 2019, I believe. But then, of course, we had the thing. Then it was, you know, it was really good. Of course, even after COVID, it's still a fantastic game to play.
Satisfactory has enriched their lives. People with disabilities, where Satisfactory is a chance for them to hang out with their friends and feel normal. Folks with chronic pain, where playing the game distracts them from their illness. There are people who have been fighting addiction, where the game helped ground them and lead them onto a path of improvement. Wow. Not trading one addiction to another, but rather as a means to like help them move away from that kind of life. And there are people out there who have been able to create a career and a living with our game. And I think it's so amazing how our game created all these opportunities for people. And I'm so proud for what folks in the community have accomplished. These aren't stories that you'll hear from just like reading Steam reviews. And it truly shows that games and entertainment play a very big part in shaping our lives. So why am I leaving? First of all, I've worked in this game for a long time now. I think I've released like somewhere between like 10 to 15 games throughout my career, and over half of my career have been spent on just working on Satisfactory. I've really enjoyed working on Satisfactory, but I've also pushed myself really hard. And at the start of this year, I was diagnosed with exhaustion disorder, which is a fancy way of saying that I was suffering from burnout. And I really didn't see it coming. And I had to go on sick leave for quite a while. And it kind of made me realize that, you know, maybe I wasn't prioritizing my life properly. And I didn't have anyone else to blame but myself for it. But I'm all good now, and I've received a ton of support from Coffee Stain during this time, and I believe that I am well back to my full potential.
I can definitely see why he might be leaving like now compared to before 1.0. Because if you've been working so long on a game when it's been in beta, pre-alpha, and all of that, and now the game has finally come out after years, it might feel like you've succeeded in what you set out to do. And they've definitely succeeded. You know, they've won awards, they've got I think it was like 100 and something thousand concurrent players at one point over on Steam, or Epic, whatever it was, which is like mind-boggling how impressive that is. So, you know, you could say he came, he saw, he conquered. You know, absolutely. You know, he achieved absolutely everything that a game dev and a community manager would want to achieve. So, you know, I can definitely understand why he might want to move on now than before 1.0. But yeah.
But now that 1.0 is out, and you know, we started planning like the next beat for Satisfactory, I really felt like if I ever wanted to do something else, now is the time. I felt like I just needed to take a step in another direction and see where it takes me. I don't have a clear goal right now as to where I want to go and what I want to do, but there are many opportunities, and in my near future, I kind of want to focus a bit on my own content that I've been wanting to create for a long time, but I just haven't had the chance or time to do it because I've been so focused on Satisfactory. So I'm gonna focus a little bit on my own YouTube channel for a bit. You can also follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky and Instagram, and I'll be
What is Blue Sky? I've heard so many people talk about this. I don't know. I'm guessing it's like Twitter, but a new version of it, because I know that a lot of people don't like Twitter, and that's fair enough. Um, I've never used it. I've been hearing about it a lot recently, though. I don't know if it's like a recent thing or if it's been around for a very long time and now it's just become very popular. But yeah, I've only just started hearing about it.
Be live streaming on Twitch here and there as well, and yeah, you can find all links in the description if you want to tag along and support me, I guess. I'll probably also be working on a few game ideas I've had and, you know, see where they take me.
It's a new Twitter.
I might also freelance a bit and work with other people where I can help bring their games to life. Like, there's so many things that I could be doing, and I just want to sort of take some time and figure it out and see where it goes, I guess. I am incredibly grateful for everyone I've had the chance to interact with over the years, and I hope we'll keep in touch because, like I said, I will always be a part of this community. I'm also incredibly proud of everyone who's worked on this game together with me, and I would like to thank you all at Coffee Stain for being able to put up with all the dumb shit that I've done.
They've all done a fantastic job in the game.
I don't want to thank anyone by name because I feel like I undoubtedly will forget someone, and you know that will haunt me forever. But I do want to give a special shout out, of course, to my old partner in crime, Jace, because if it weren't for Jace,
the CEOs,
I probably wouldn't have found out about the programming job at Coffee Stain, and I definitely wouldn't have ended up as a community manager. Jace set a lot of the foundation for how we do community management at Coffee Stain, and our skill sets sort of really complemented one another so that we were able to do everything that we did. I've learned a lot from working with Jace, and we shared a lot of values and vision as to how we wanted to do community management. As for Satisfactory, there are many exciting things on the horizon, believe me. While it might be a bummer to hear that I am leaving,
yes.
or maybe for some this is actually like some really good news, but next year is going to be...
I mean, from everyone who I've spoken to about like Satisfactory, like they like Snut. There's no one that I know who doesn't like Snut. He is a good community manager.
Very exciting for Satisfactory. We're finally coming to console. There's new content coming with 1.1, and I can't wait to see, you know, what Mikael and the rest of the community team will cook up next. Mikael is incredibly driven, and I think he's such a great fit for this role, so I am very confident that you will be in super good hands.
So it does seem like Mikael will be the new community manager. I mean, that's pretty cool. He is a nice guy as well, from what I've seen. Well, hopefully. But yeah, no, he does seem like a very nice guy.
And, you know, the game has just gotten better and better over the years during early access, and I am confident that it will keep getting better and better as we keep working on it. I will still be around for a couple more videos and a couple more dev streams.
Only a couple more.
I currently don't know when my last day will be here at Coffee Stain, but all good things must come to an end to make room for the new to come. And I hope you'll tag along on my new adventures when I depart.
Yeah, I mean, it's a chapter, isn't it? It's a chapter in his life. And, you know, that was a bit of news that I thought I would share. So we've talked a bit about Snat, obviously. Sad that he's going to go, but it makes sense. He's starting a new chapter in his life. We all have to do that at some point or another. And we've also talked about the updates as well in Satisfactory. So I think without further ado, I want to move on to like the main bulk of today's video. And that's actually not playing like the regular Satisfactory. Because at the minute we're working on our Fixmas factory, which is going okay, but the only problem is now I can't make any further developments with that factory until, like I said, the 14th or the 15th of December. Because they've put like a limit, I suppose, on the MAM, like how quick you can unlock everything, and unfortunately I can't really unlock anything else until that date. So what I'm going to try and do instead is actually head over to our creative world. As you can see, we're flying around, so it's clearly a creative world. And I want to try and do a bit of research on the Aluminium, or Aluminum, and Alumina stuff here as well. To try and find the best recipes for them, and then eventually I'll make it into like a video, which would be condensed, well, it would be a much shorter video than this stream, let's just say that. So that's really what I want to try and do today. And I want to start off, also, I've made this area, it's like, you know how whenever I do my introduction to my videos, I often put like the sign there, and then I'll say something like, and today's video is all about heavy modular frames. That's how I start my intros. But now I've added this area up here, so I'll still do the exact same thing, like, and today's video is all about aluminium. But it looks a bit nicer, a bit more presentable. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I had a bit of free time this morning, so I thought I would do that. I've also changed some things here as well, where I do all of like my my recipe calculations. It was very, very messy. It still is. I'm still trying to work out the biochemical sculptor recipe to try and find the best one. But for me to do this, I then have to find the best recipe for almost everything else in the game first, which is the reason why I've put this on hold for like the last month or so. I've still got to try and change that as well. Welcome, Killer. Hope that you're doing well. Like the idea for the intro. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I think it looks a bit more presentable, a bit nicer as well. So I've moved everything over here. So like the heavy modular frames is up there, supercomputers over here, steel frames, all that. Wait, why have I got so many steel frames? Oh yeah, that makes sense. It's modular frames. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Diamonds, other stuff, steel stuff. And now I'll be moving on to aluminium stuff, which will then get added onto this list over here as well. Bit of dirt on my screen there. I don't even know how that got there, but fair enough. So again, I would like to start off with Alumina solution, because this one's actually rather simple, in all fairness, and it really comes down to, do you want to make silica? That's really what it is. Because if you choose this recipe, you get less alumina solution for the amount of bauxite that you use, but you get silica. Whereas with this recipe, you get a lot more alumina solution for less bauxite and less water, but you don't get any silica. But I want to try and actually like demonstrate this on a graph to put it into like perspective of how much you're missing out on, or how much silica you can potentially gain for this. If that makes sense. So I think that's what we'll start off with doing today. Also, that turbo motor recipe, I believe I can do it, but it just takes so long, I've abandoned it. I was looking at it this morning, like, should I do that today? And after just checking, like, the recipes here, I was like, yeah, no. No, thank you. No thanks. One day I will definitely do that. Also, with pressure conversion cubes, there is more than one... No, there is not. Okay, there is just one recipe for that. But saying that though, there's multiple different recipes for radio control units and multiple different recipes for fused modular frames. So in theory, yes, there are actually a few different ways you can make pressure conversion cubes, but oh well. Regardless, alumina solution. Let's start off with this. And I see that we're probably going to try and make 100 per minute. Let's do that. I think you make it in the refinery. Why am I walking in the sky? Hello? Why am I walking? Wait, let me just reset that, because that will just get on my nerves. There we go. Sloppy alumina, that's the one I prefer, but let's just start with the basic recipe first. And if we're going to make... let's say 100 per minute. Sure, why not? Because this only uses one refinery, which is actually pretty good, if I'm honest. I don't know how much the other one uses. I guess we're going to find out very shortly. But to make 100 alumina solution and 41.667 silica, you need 100 bauxite and 100 water. Okay, let's try and do that very quickly then. Yeah, thank you to everyone who's tuning into the stream today. Hope everyone is... Oh, dear. Hope everyone's doing good. Bauxite, I think we said 100 per minute, didn't we? And then 100 per minute... Oh, no, 150 per minute with the water. Okay. I think you end up saving water with our next recipe. I can't spell today, apparently. I mean, to be fair, I've always been terrible when it comes to spelling. I really have. I don't know why. It took me, I think, like... Oh, how old was I? Until I was about 13 years old to spell the word because. 13. It was abysmal. Oh well. And change that to 100. I think that should be correct. 100, 100, 150. Yes. And then as a byproduct, where I have to very quickly just deal with this for a minute. This is like my byproduct template, should I say? So we get 100. Oh no, we get 41.667 silica. Right. Should probably move that over there, shouldn't I? Like that. Lovely. Okay. Then we'll just do this over here. We'll then change the color of U to red. Sure. And that's it. That is literally our very first recipe done. Unfortunately, this is the easiest recipe of today's video. Other recipes will be a lot longer, but oh well. Lovely. We have to get our frame. Then we'll call this basic Alumina solution. There we go. Your first stream tuning in. Just subscribed the other day. Oh, thank you very much for the sub, man. And welcome to the streams. Normally, I do just play like regular Satisfactory. I've recently been working quite a lot on my Fixmas factory. But unfortunately, I can't progress any further with Fixmas for the next few days. So I thought I'd do this today, have a bit of fun, see where it goes. And hopefully tomorrow, I'll jump back into regular Satisfactory and just have a bit of fun with that. Build some stuff, mess around, probably break something like what I normally do. Unintentionally break something. But yeah, let's see how that's going to go. So that's our first recipe done. What I'd like to add after this now is... No. Let's get rid of all this. I should be able to type in this, right? Oh, there we go, I can. Okay, so... bauxite. We are using 100 bauxite per minute. We are using 150 water per minute. Or consuming, should I say. But we actually gain silica as a byproduct, which is pretty good. And make sure all of this is definitely bold. And we'll paint this red. If I can. I believe I can do this, right? Yeah, okay, fantastic. I'll make this a lot smaller. Like so. Move that in the middle. Get rid of that. Great. And the final thing that I'll then do is paint this, like so. And the reason why I do this is because I talk about like the recipe, then I'll show you everything that it consumes. For these smaller recipes, this isn't really worth it. But when it comes to bigger recipes like our supercomputers, this is a lot of information to take in. So when I just simple it down to this, it's just a lot easier to understand. Waiting for the 14th as well? Yeah, the next cartridge, exactly. That's the date I'm waiting for. And we can progress to get our wraiths done. And after that, we then have to wait another few more days. Which is a bit of a shame. Okay, this is an alternate recipe, so I'm now gonna call this A rather than B, which stands for basic. I believe this is called sloppy alumina, isn't it? The next one. Yes, it is. Fantastic. So to make 100 of you, wow, we actually... Is that half? 200 is 83.3. Where is it? This one. Wow. So you actually get double the amount of solution for your power consumption. That's fantastic. I'm going to make sure to write that down. There we go. That's really, really good. So for our 100 solution, we don't get any silica as a byproduct. I know, incredibly sad. In regards to bauxite, we're only consuming 83.3. Let's change the title of that sloppy. There we go. Alumina. And for water again, it's only 83.3. Okay. So in total, this is what we're looking at for both of the recipes. I have to still change this though, to be fair. It's very impatient waiting on things. Yeah, it is a bit of a shame. I mean, there is a way that you can instantly complete Fixmas or instantly unlock everything from your advent calendar. You have to change like your date and time settings on your computer, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing that because apparently you miss out on some stuff. I did make a video talking about it, but I still wouldn't recommend doing it necessarily. Unless of course you really want to, which is the reason why I made that video. Okay, there we go. I could probably make this a bit smaller actually. I don't know why I've made that so massive for that. So just comparing these two recipes, because unfortunately we've only got 2 recipes. This is really good. You do save on roughly 17 or 16.7 bauxite. And you do save out on quite a lot of water, almost like 70 water per minute there. It's like 66.7 water per minute, which is pretty decent. Welcome Stormfall877, hope that you're doing good. Welcome to the stream today. So I suppose we do have to calculate power consumption, right? A refinery consumes 30 megawatts. Okay, this is not too bad actually. Get this in for now. Move you over just a little bit. Oh, I deleted that apparently, Whoops. You're a bit too small. I don't want to judge size. We don't do that round here. Not because I'm like 5 foot. What am I? 5'7" or something? I don't know. it's not good. It's not good on the height front. I am 172 centimeters tall. I don't know what that is in feet. Oh well. Learn about that on your own. Yeah. Oh yeah, mobile games. Yeah, mobile games are very easy to exploit. Not the ones that often make a lot of money like Clash of Clans, but other games are pretty good to do exploits with. Yeah. So refinery. This only uses 1 refinery, but it doesn't actually use 100% efficiency. It uses around about 83%. So we have to do some very quick maths. 30 divided by 100, 0.3, times that by 83.3 equals. So it uses about 25 megawatts worth of power. There we go. So change this to bold, please. Thank you. We then have to consume 1 miner for the bauxite, but I never really calculate the miner in there. Because sometimes you'll use like a Mark 1... Well, I doubt you'll be using a Mark 1 miner, but if you were to use a Mark 1 miner, you might have to have a couple of them, but then you might want to use a Mark 3 miner, which consumes more power. Yeah, there's just no point in me trying to calculate that. And welcome Mad City Toad, Todd, hope that you're doing good today. And when it comes to the water extractor, you only have to use 1. No. 2. Because each one produces 120 megawatts, so you can just overclock it, obviously. But this is like without overclocking. And then it consumes a third, so it's 133%, and a water extractor consumes 15 megawatts of power, I think. Double check that. Must be around that. 20. So you're consuming 26 megawatts, I think. That seems reasonable. Like 26.6, but either way, that's roughly what it is. Okay, so in total, I'll do this instead. 51. Okay. So you'll be consuming roughly 51 megawatts worth of power to make your 100 alumina solution if you use the basic recipe. However, you also get 41.667 silica, which is not too bad. Now for the second recipe, I know for a fact we'll be consuming less power. First of all, this is halved, so we're looking at like 13, we'll say. That's 23. Yeah, it's around about that. And for our water extractor, we are only consuming around 12? Let's say it's 80 per minute. 2/3 of 20. So yeah, it's gonna be around like 14 megawatts. So we're looking at 27 in total. So you actually save quite a lot there. And there we go, that's our first category done. Fantastic. That's very simple to calculate. I did not want to do that. I know this can still work actually. If I do this, then that's perfect. Then push to back. Lovely. And change this to Alumina solution. Wow. Add a nice fancy border to that as well. There we go. That's a bit thick, isn't it, actually? It's a bit dark as well, whoops. We'll probably get rid of that, if I'm honest. And we'll change the thickness of this down a little bit, because that is a bit too much. And I have to change the colour of this, just so we can try and spot the difference between these two. And that's that done. Fantastic. I'll just move that up there for now. The next thing I then want to try and talk about is probably going to be aluminium scrap. Yeah, it is. Let's do that then. How many recipes have we got for oh. Right, so essentially you just got to choose between coal or petroleum coke. I don't recommend this recipe. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is probably the most efficient recipe. However, do you really want to be using sulfuric acids and additional water here? I know you get a lot of it back, but again, like, would you really want to do that? Because making sulfuric acid isn't necessarily difficult. However, it requires sulfur. Do you really want to be using sulfur for this recipe? I don't think you would. I'm still going to calculate it, but I'll mention that in the video. Like, I'm going to call it now. That's probably like the most efficient recipe. I just don't necessarily feel like it's going to be worth it. So let's go over here to begin with, and let's just go into scrap. There we go. I think that this is the basic recipe, right? And I suppose I want to try and make like 200 per minute? Yeah, because you can make a lot of this per minute, can't you? Okay. Let's do that then. Aluminium. Scrap. 200 per minute. There we go. Also, before I started today's stream, I made myself a hot chocolate. I don't know why, because like it's ice cold now. I've now made myself a cold chocolate. I don't know why I did it right before I started streaming as well, because I know that I talk a lot when I stream, so there's no point in me making that. Am I still going to consume it? Absolutely. I'm not wasting hot chocolate. That's a sin in this household. Yeah, 200 scrap per minute. However, you also get some water as a byproduct. Yay. Isn't this fantastic? You get... That sounded really sarcastic there. I don't know why. Yay. Water as a byproduct. This is really good. This is awesome. That's put a massive smile on my face. There we go. Yeah, I'll never say no to getting, like, free stuff and byproducts. I would never say no to that. Especially when it comes to compact coal as well, regarding the ionized and rocket fuel recipes. Like, that's fantastic. There we go. So that's what we're working with so far. Move that over there as well. Next, we've got ourselves the 133.4, I'm going to say. Because if you were to only get 133, you'd have less alumina solution than what you actually need. So I'll say 133.4 to make it a bit easier. solution. Okay. Haven't I got that up here? Yep. So I'm most likely going to be using this recipe for two main reasons. One, it saves you power, and two, it saves you bauxite and water. So essentially you save on literally everything. So again, the only downside is you don't get silica, which I don't care massively for, if I'm honest. And welcome Fatal, hope that you're well. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here, man. The new connect. Why are you red there? There we go. I know exactly why that one's red, actually. So 133.4. We then need coal, I believe. Yeah, 66.7. Yep. In fact, I'm actually going to use this one. Because you harvest coal, you don't make coal from something. Well, you can in the converter, right? But obviously we're not doing that here. There we go. Okay. Move you a little bit over. Now, when it comes to our Alumina solution, I'll just be following this recipe here. Again, I like it quite a lot, if I'm honest. There we go. However, these numbers are going to be slightly off, so let's make sure we have got the right ones. Sloppy. There we go. I do love me some sloppy alumina. Don't clip that. Thank you. Do you know, we'll keep it like that, to be fair. That's the right number, isn't it? Well, I might as well actually change that. There we go. Yep, that's fine. So we need 111.167 bauxite. We'll just go 112. Why not? Then same with water as well. Okay. That is it. Super simple stuff. Luckily. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That and that. I want to change this, don't I? Actually. Lovely. And increase that there. And make sure that we send this to back. Move that in a little bit. So now we have to try and calculate the power consumption as well, don't we? We'll do this bit first because it's a bit easier. There we go, get rid of that. So we need bauxite, we need water. Of course we're not getting silica from this, but we are going to be consuming some coal. Where is it? Literally, I should know where that is. Uh, 112 and 112. Okay, yeah, not too bad. Arrow-wise, I can't tell if this is going to be good or not, if I'm honest. But let's see. Refineries. Oh yeah, we're going to be needing quite a lot of refineries, aren't we? So for our basic alumina solution, we need essentially half a refinery, which is about 16 megawatts for that. And to make our scrap, we need how much? Again, about... So we're going to go with, I think, 32. Yeah, that should be right. 2 refineries. Roughly 55% each, which we'll say in total is about 111, which yeah, we'll go with 33 megawatts. Because one refinery is 30. So again, half of that's 15, we're just over half, so I think that's fine there, 33. And water extractors, we are only using 112 water, so we need less than 1 water extractor per minute. And that's 20 megawatts, so we'll go with like 19, because we're almost using the entire thing, essentially. So we're left with this. 33 plus 19. Oh, time for some quick maths. 52? I don't know. Yeah, I think that is 52. Which, wow. That is just 1 megawatt more than this recipe. Except we're now making more alumina solution and 200 aluminium scrap. That's crazy. Again, I'll definitely be mentioning that in the video as well. I'm pretty sure that maths is correct. I do want to double check. I don't really want to get things like that wrong. Okay, sound. That's our first recipe done. I really like the look of this recipe. It's simple, which is the reason why I think most of us use it. And it just works. Put it simply, it just works. Like that a lot. Welcome, Tio. Hope that you're doing good. A lot of boom, but oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? I don't know why I got so many of them. I have absolutely no idea. But good morning. Hope that you're well, man. Yeah, that's fine for now. We'll copy and paste this over for our next example. We've got 3 of these this time, don't we? I'm not looking forward to calculating that blender recipe. Ugh. Just even the thought of it is a bit sickening. So this will be consuming more power, it looks like, except this time you'll be using petroleum coke, which means I've got to calculate the crude oil recipes. Oh my god, it's not that bad, to be fair. It's not that bad. Okay, this one's called electrodes. Electrodes? Pokemon Satisfactory collab confirmed. Was? I know electrodes also other things as well, but what? Pokemon Satisfactory collab, let's go. How have I not noticed that? I've literally read out this recipe like dozens of times on stream before. And now it's just, I think, you know what it is? I've just got back into Pokemon. Maybe that's what it is. Electrode aluminium scrap. Okay. I don't think this will be too bad, to be fair. What we're looking at. So for our 200 scrap, we get 70 water per minute, which, to be fair, is slightly more than what we were getting last time. And of course, something I could actually mention here, and I'll actually do this very quickly, is you can just re-add the water back if you really wanted to. So I'll make sure to mention that in the video. You can't do that for any of those recipes. If you were to do this, actually, this would actually be a pretty good point to mention, to be fair. Wait a minute. I'll get rid of that just for now. I'll then disconnect. No, I can do this. What have I just done there? Whatever it wasn't what I was meant to do. You go into there. We then have to do maths. 112 minus 66.7. 45.3. Okay. So in theory, you actually only have to get 45.3 water per minute from your water extractor. Yep. I think that would be good to mention. Let's just grab these two for a sec and just move them both down a little bit. Just we got room for this thing. There we go. I believe this will be 42. There we go. So what, you save 3.3 water per minute? That isn't really a huge thing there, if I'm honest. Welcome, Ted. In the second recipe, it says you need 2 water extractors. That one? Oh yeah, that is right. Just need 1 for that, don't we? It's still luckily 14 megawatts. That was a good spot, thank you very much. We haven't done this one just yet. That's just a copy and paste. So we get 70 water per minute, that's great. back over to here, we need 120 alumina solution, which is actually less. That's interesting. That requires less solution. You need 40 petroleum coke. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be great, if I'm honest with you. I don't think that's going to work out well. Everything else is fine so far. I think what I'm going to have to do here, though, is actually extend this out. Because we have to add... Oh, what have I just done there? I have to add in quite a lot to this now. Actually, not really that much. We have to add in the heavy oil residue, then the crude oil. So it's not a massive thing to add. Then do that. Wait, I'll change you to... That's... There we go. Here we're gonna have our heavy oil residue. How much? I've still got to calculate that. Let's do that now then, I suppose. Can make that here. Of course, when it comes to heavy oil residue, I recommend using this recipe. It's an alternate recipe, but you get way more heavy oil residue for crude oil rather than the basic recipe. So I do definitely recommend using this. And we need 40, which requires 30 crude oil. That's not bad. Wait, no, I think it's 40 actually. Ooh. Is it a 1-to-1 ratio? It's not. Okay, so it's actually a lot less than that. Okay, right. That's 13.3. That's not too bad at all. Yeah, thank you very much again to everyone who is tuning into the live stream. It's awesome having everyone being here today. So thank you very much for that one, guys. If you missed the news and the update earlier, I did mention it earlier on in the stream. So if you want to rewind to that, feel free. But it's some news about Snat, the community manager for Satisfactory. And we also got some patch notes for the last few updates in the game. So we just went over that sort of as news. It's nothing crazy, but it's still important to report on, I suppose. So it looks like we actually get some polymer resin here as another byproduct. We're getting 2 byproducts this recipe. Damn. Aren't we lucky? With polymer resin, we get 13.3. There we go. Just connect these up together. Then select U. Lovely. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave that there. That's actually not too bad. I can then move this up a little bit if I can. Lovely. And connect that to over there, and then paint you red. It's more like a rose and a red, but oh well. I think that's that part of the recipe done. I've still got to redo this, because obviously this is now slightly off, which is okay. I think we're using the sloppy recipe, aren't we? Yep. So 120 consumes 100 bauxite, which again is less than before. Fantastic. And 100 water. Okay. We're consuming 100 water, but we're actually getting 70 back. So actually, we're only really needing 30 water per minute. Which is not too bad at all. We'll take it. Now, this part's going to be a bit rough to try and calculate. Let's see how it's going to go. So for the aluminium scrap, I believe we just need 1 refinery, right? This one. Yep. I have to do like a separate list here. So, ref 1 at 67%. There we go. The second refinery is for the petroleum coke. don't know why I'm typing in caps. I'm shouting at my keyboard. Apparently. We need 40 per minute, which requires another refinery at 33.4%. Okay. Not too bad. We then have to make our heavy ore residue. We need... Yep, that's how much we need, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Which again, 33%. And then we need our crude oil extractor thingy, but again, we don't bother calculating that. Just no point. Sloppy alumina solution. We need 120 of you lots, which is 50%. Okay. That's another refinery. We then need our water extractor, which is one of those. At... Ooh. If 120 is 100%, that means 12 is 1%. No. It's about a sixth, isn't it? No, a fifth. 4/5? Or is it 5/6? It might be 5/6. So 20 divided by 6. I think it's going to be about that. That seems about right. 16.5 megawatts of consumption. Yep. Okay. Now, when it comes to refineries, from what I've been able to figure out, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 refineries. However, if I didn't bother doing all these calculations, I would say, okay, well, 4 refineries. Each refinery consumes 30 megawatts. That's going to be, what, 120 megawatts consumption, and that's it. But if you look at the numbers here, none of them actually consume 100%. These two combined consume 100%, and then these two is about 83%. So what I'm going to do is try and figure that out. It's essentially... Yeah, okay. 30... 3... times by 84. 25. So it's 55.2 megawatts for the refineries. Yep. Okay. So in total, we are looking at 7, 11, 7, 8, 81.7 megawatts. Looks like I'm doing a bloody maths class today. I think that's correct. That's for our second recipe. So if you were to just compare these two recipes here for a second. Actually, I've got to do this first, but before I compare them. Bauxite, we're looking at 100. Water, we're technically looking at 30, but let's go 100. Because it's only 30 water per minute if you use this 70 water back in here. But some people might not want to do that. I don't know why. They might not want to do that. So, we'll do that. Then crude oil, which is really annoying to use. However, it's only 10 per minute. So, like, it's not that bad at all. In fact, that almost feels wrong. I do very quickly want to double check that, because that feels way too low. I'm pretty sure I've done it, like, the maths right, but sometimes I have been wrong and I've corrected myself. So 40 petroleum coke, that is confirmed. And 40 coke requires 13.3 heavy oil residue. 13.3 heavy oil residue requires 10. Okay, that's the maths there is actually right. Okay, right. So if we were to compare these two, this recipe uses less bauxite. It uses less water, it consumes more power, a lot more power in all fairness, and it consumes crude oil but not a lot of crude oil. You've actually balanced these recipes really, really well. Because you're barely saving bauxite and water, like, it's 12 per minute. Which, granted, like, if you were to make 2,000 aluminium scrap, that's an 120 bauxite per minute and 120 water per minute. Sorry, no. No, yeah, that was right. Coal-wise, yeah, you are consuming a bit of coal, but there's like, what, 45,000 coal in the map or something, so you're not going to run out of that anytime soon. Crude oil 10 per minute is nothing. Like, that's a fantastic amount to be using. So, if you're doing fine in regards of power, this recipe's looking pretty good so far. But at the same time, if you don't want to go through all this hassle of making petroleum coke, then you might want to stick to the basic recipe. There is still one more recipe to go, though, for the scrap. And like I've already said, this recipe is most likely, on paper, going to be the best. However, it just sounds like such a nightmare to do. Even just reading it makes me just not want to bother making it. Oh well. The red bamboo forest, very easy to die. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think the swamp is probably the easiest biome for me to die in. But the red bamboo one is a bit of a hassle because you've got like radiation stuff everywhere. You've got pretty dangerous creatures as well. But it looks good. And that's where I'm going to be building my aluminium factory, so... Oh dear, I'm going to be dying a lot over there. Damn, you can make 750 scrap in one go there. That feels like a lot. Oh no, it's actually 750 here as well. Oh. Oh, I see. Wow, okay. Oh, wait, wait. Ah. I see what's happening here. Have you noticed something about this recipe? It doesn't involve Alumina solution. It just uses bauxite and coal straight up. That's very interesting. And if we look at the amount it consumes, 100 bauxite and 66.7 coal, that's the exact same as what the basic recipe uses. Except, again, you're not doing the solution recipe, which means that you end up saving power and a bit of time. The downside is you have to use sulfuric acid and actually less, oh wow, a lot less water. Because you're getting 33.3 water, but you're consuming 40. So you're only really consuming 6.7 water per minute, like 6.666 water per minute. That is not too bad at all. If you look at the map 00, oh, I know exactly where that is, because that's where my storage container is in my other world. Where is that? 0... Where is it? There? That's not the center of the world, is it? Can't be. Yeah, somewhere around there. Oh, right. That's a decent place for it, I suppose, yeah. The exact center of the map. That's actually a pretty good idea. I have no idea where I'm going to place my space elevator. Obviously, I've got it placed down at the minute in my survival world. But it's very temporary. I just place it down there just so I can send off my parts to space. Yeah, let's focus on this recipe then, shall we? I wonder, power consumption-wise, are you going to end up saving power from this recipe? Let's see. So, aluminium scrap, 200, and we are getting 33.3 water per minute. There we go. We aren't making that. So you, and you come over here. Like that. I will change these numbers here, don't worry. I know they're not correct as of right now. And you're only going to be 40, which leaves you with 6.7, let's just say. That's roughly correct, isn't it? Yep, I'm happy with that. And you've got to get lowered down to 100. Then coal, I think, is correct, isn't it? Wait. You save bauxite? For the first example, you consumed 112 bauxite, so I think you actually save a bit on this recipe, from what I can see. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. Like, again, 12 isn't crazy, but it's still better than nothing. Okay, and the final thing that we're going to need is the sulfuric acid. 33.4, we'll say. Move this over here slightly. In fact, what's this recipe even called? I haven't actually bothered checking that yet. I probably should. I'll use that one. It's called instant scrap. I suppose that makes sense, to be fair. I've never used this recipe. It never seems interesting to me. Maybe this is going to convert me. I have my doubts. You never know. Got to change that. Always forget to change that, though. So, what recipe do we use for sulfuric acid now? Because again, this is something I don't really bother... Okay, just that one. Okay. Well, that's answered our question rather easily. The only recipe. Unless, of course, we get that nuclear recipe involved, but... No. Rather not. Oh. That's incredibly simple. It's literally just sulfur and water. But again, do you really want to be using sulfur for a recipe that does not need it at all? Because then it just feels like you're wasting it at that point. It could be good though. It could be really good. So bauxite, no, I've got to change these, don't we? Water. And sulfur. Is that it? I literally think that is it. I've got to obviously change that, but from what I can tell, that's it for that recipe. No, wrong one. Scrap. Yeah. 100 bauxite, yes. Coal, yes. Yeah. Yeah, okay, wow. So let's do the maths then and all this. 33.4 plus 40 is... Oh, I just realized. The water that you get from this... Actually, okay, I think I'll do this instead then. Get rid of that, please. And the reason why I'm changing this around now is because this goes into each other perfectly. I then want to try and swap that around. There we go, then paint this. No, it's actually the other way, isn't it? Whoops. Yep. My bad. So you get 33.4 water as a byproduct from this. You can then just add that straight into the sulfuric acid. And the only thing that you really need here now is sulfur. Okay, that's pretty good. And get rid of that whilst we're here. Fantastic. So, when it comes to water, it's 40 per minute. Bauxite is 100. Not too bad. Coal is the exact same. And then, unfortunately, sulfur. Luckily, 33.4 sulfur is not a lot. You can also make some more in the converter if you are on... I just disconnected my headset. Cool. If you are on phase 5 or tier 9 of the hub. Not too bad. There we go. I think that's like the 3rd time I've done that in the last couple days. Yeah, power consumption. Here we go. This is either going to be like terrible or really good. I think this might be the best power consumption yet, but let's see. Lender Satisfactory. I don't know what power this uses. It's like 45 or something, isn't it? That's 75 megawatts? Damn. Okay, this might be terrible. We're not using all of it though, are we? No, 66%. So, we have to do 75 divided by 100 times by 67. So it's about 50 megawatts there. Okay. What have I done there? Whoops. No one saw that. 50 megawatts. Okay. That's just for the scrap. Which, I mean... that's... okay. That's almost as much as the first recipe in its entirety. And it's still quite far off this, but I've got a feeling that's probably going to catch up to it pretty quickly. In regards of water, we need 1/3 of a water extractor, so 20... probably like... 8? No. 6.7, I believe. That's good enough. It's more like 6.666 recurring, but again, rounded up, that's 6.7. Then, to make the sulfuric acid, we then need a refinery. One of those. I don't think it's... yeah, it's about 67%. So let's just go with 2/3. 20 megawatts. That sounds fair, because it consumes 30 in total for 100%. So we are looking at 76.7. One thing I said was that it won't be in the middle, and it's exactly in the middle, which is actually really frustrating. However, having said that, would I recommend it? Because bauxite-wise, it's joint with the lowest. Water-wise, it is the... how is it the lowest? That's actually mad, because it uses 2 different water recipes, but fair enough. Coal-wise, it's joint the highest. And sulfur-wise, it's the only one that uses sulfur. I guess you're going to have to find out in my video if I recommend it or not. Because in all honesty, I think this recipe is just fine by itself. Yeah, it consumes the most power, but you save bauxite, you save water, you barely have to use crude oil. And this recipe is pretty good as well. Because it's... you do consume more bauxite and water, but you don't use crude oil, and coal is a solid. Whereas crude oil is a liquid, so you have to try and transport it. Which might be a bit trickier. Unless, of course, you just build this next to a bauxite or crude oil... crude oil... crude oil node. Which could work out as well. No, I don't want that. There we go, thank you. We'll have to change this now to aluminium scrap. Lovely. So that's our second recipe out of the 5 done. And the funny thing is, these are the 2 easiest recipes, and they're still taking us ages to do, which is kind of crazy. Although I think one recipe doesn't have an alt, or it has like a very easy alt, which is like either just using aluminium ingots or combining aluminium ingots with copper ingots. And I believe that's to make the alclad aluminium sheets. We'll double check that in a sec. That didn't do anything. There we go. So yeah, first 2 recipes done. That's great. Moving on now, what have we got? Let's go double check. Okay, we've actually got the aluminium ingots. I was just talking about this, and that's a pretty good segue actually. And I think this would be rather simple to calculate. Oh, well, it's only got 2 recipes. One involves silica, one doesn't. So, without even doing like the maths for this, I can already tell you. This will most likely require less aluminium scrap, but require silica. And then this will most likely require more aluminium scrap, but less silica. Oh, sorry, no silica. Okay. I'll do the calculations for this in just a second. I need to go get some water because my voice is literally dying, and I don't want it to die halfway through the stream. So I'll be back in like a minute. Don't go anywhere because I'll be back in a minute. See you bye. There we go. I got distracted by the dog. My defense. Well, it's not really my defense. I am back. Fantastic. Where were we? Oh yeah, aluminium scrap. The thing is, I'm still going to calculate this recipe though, because I'm rather interested. If I was to use this recipe, and also this, how much silica do I lose? Because of course you're making silica as a byproduct here, which would then be used to make this, but I don't think you actually make enough, do you? So that would be quite interesting. We'll do that as a secret third recipe. I think that would be good. And I suppose I actually want to start off with... Oh, actually, do I? No, you know what I'll do is I'll do this first, then I'll show what it looks like with that other recipe, and then I'll do that. I think that would be rather interesting to see. And I think a lot of people do generally care about that, and I care about that, so I think it would be good to cover it. Where do you even make it? Is it the assembler? I'm pressing all the wrong buttons again. Oh, the foundry. Damn, okay. I keep forgetting this is actually like a machine in this game. I never use the foundry, even though it, you know, it makes a lot of stuff. Like it, no. Like it makes a decent amount of stuff. I just don't use it that much. So I think 100 would be like a pretty good amount to create. I do need some of this stuff though. Gimme, gimme. There we go. This recipe is called, I should probably check what it's called, right? Just aluminium ingot? Okay, fair enough. Nice and simple for us. There we go. Aluminium ingots. We are definitely going to have to increase this. Move that up there just for now. Same with that. And we'll change... Oh, I didn't copy and paste that over. That's annoying. Like, sometimes it copies and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's something. So when it comes to foundries, let me just do some notes here for a second. Foundry 2 at 167%. Okay. It's not too bad. And because I think this is the only foundries we're using for this recipe, I might as well just calculate that now. Welcome, Darth. Hope that you're doing good. What do you think of the red bamboo forest? I like it. I think it's one of the best looking biomes in the game. It can be a bit dangerous, but I think that there's quite a lot of slugs that you can get there. I think some of the nodes there are fantastic. Tons of coal, a really good amount of bauxite. Overall, decent. I wouldn't recommend it as a starting biome though, despite the fact it looks the best. I'd recommend going for the grass fields, rocky deserts, or just a regular desert, or the northern forest. But overall, very solid biome. In fact, I might even do like a tier list video one day where I rank all the biomes in the game. I'm sure someone else has already done that. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good biome overall. It's not fantastic to start in, because you might just keep dying. I know I would at least. The foundry requires 16 megawatts. Okay. 16 divided by 100 times by 66.6. 10, let's just say 11. 27 megawatts of power. There we go. What's happening there? Okay. Wait, what? I didn't delete that. Okay, sure. What number did I even say there? I literally forgot what I even said. I think I said 27 or something, didn't I? There we go. That was weird. Never had that happen before. So, to make 100 aluminum ingots, we need scrap and silica. Right. This is going to be really annoying to try and do, isn't it? Could be a good laugh, though. Let's see. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Darth. Good to have you around. Go with 100, we said, didn't we? Yep. Then you're going to have to just remove all this for a second. Just so I don't get too confused by the numbers. There we go. So now I can look at this and know that I haven't done it, whereas if there was a number there, I might think, okay, I've already done that calculation, and then it proves out to be wrong. That's the reason why I sometimes do that for the bigger recipes. Why you read. So for the scrap, we're going to need 150 per minute and 125 silica. I want to calculate the scrap first because silica is very easy to calculate. Okay. I have to come back over here. I think we're using the electrode. Do I want to go with electrode? I don't know. I don't actually know. I feel like it is just better. But coal might be the simplest, though. Damn. But this also consumes the most amount of power and involves crude oil. Again, it's just so little crude oil, it's not really even worth it. In fact, you know what you could even do? Just where you're getting your crude oil from, just turn it into petroleum coke straight away, and there you go, you've got yourself a solid. Don't even have to worry about it being a liquid. And now you're dealing with 40 petroleum coke rather than 66.7 coal. And this, even though it doesn't consume that much power, consumes the least amount of water, it consumes sulfur. And I think... Oh... And it involves blenders. Nah. I am rather happy to go the electrode, honestly. In that case, because I'm doing that, won't it just be easier to do this? Just copy and paste this recipe over. I think that would be slightly easier, one would say. That. Wait, don't I need this? Need that as well, I think. There we go. Just have to mess around with the numbers a little bit, but that won't take too long to do, hopefully. This will go somewhere here, I'd say, and you have to go up a little bit. You can probably come down a little bit. Same with you. Connect you over there. No. Connect you there, then bring you down. There we go. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. You then have to come around over here, because we have to add in the silica stuff still. Change that to 150. Then again, just get rid of all the numbers here. It makes it so much easier to do. Love that. Yeah, that's definitely a lot easier there. And there's supposed to be ads in the middle of the stream. I think it's like one every 15 minutes or something. Not sure. I don't know how YouTube does it. Because they say, do I want to turn on monetization? And sometimes I choose yes, sometimes I choose no. So, we need, is it 150 scrap? I think that's what it said that we needed, wasn't it? Yeah, 150 scrap and then 125 silica. Okay. Let's get the silica part just sorted. No. There we go. And we'll line this up. Perfect. And put it over there. So for our 150 scrap, we are going to need... Well, we get 52.5 water as a byproduct. Good to know. We then need 90 alumina solution and 30 petroleum coke. Right. Let's do the coke first. Yeah, 30 is not going to be a loss. Yeah, 10 heavy oil residue. I'm going to assume that's going to be around about like 7.5 crude oil. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, it's roughly like... Well, the crude oil is 3/4 of that. So for every 3 crude oil, you get 4 heavy oil residue, essentially. And then whatever your heavy oil residue is, you get half of that for the polymer resin. Okay. So again, like 7.5 crude oil being consumed. That's nothing. That's really good. It's annoying that you do have to consume crude oil, but for that little amount, it doesn't even mean anything. Even if you were to use like 10 times that amount, if you're creating 1,000 aluminium ingots, that's still only 75 crude oil. And some nodes can give you 600. So yeah, again, fantastic. I'll keep saying that, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It's just good. Also, I didn't see how many refineries that uses. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, you use... Refinery... 1... Oh, 37.5%. Okay. That's not too bad. And you then need 75 bauxite, 75 water. And the good news is, because we're making 52 Wait. 52.5. It means that we only have to consume 17 point... No. 22.5 water per minute? I think... And I definitely have done that the wrong way. And have I? No, I haven't. Let me just see here. I'm trying to do quick maths and it's probably wrong. I got it correct. I need like a round of applause or something. I can do basic maths. There we go. That's tragic. I definitely do have to try and do these calculations here for the refinery though. So this thing, we said it only uses one refinery at 37.5%. For the scrap, we need... one at 50%, okay. For the third refinery, we need, that's for the petroleum coke, isn't it? That's definitely just one. 25%? Damn. And lastly, the fourth refinery, which makes the heavy oil residue. That's again 25%. So we are consuming Hmm. 44 megawatts worth of power there for our 4 refineries. Okay. Not bad, really. Like, it could be a lot worse. Because one refinery consumes 30 megawatts, but again, none of these refineries are actually operating at 100% efficiency. Like, 2 of them are at 25, one's at 50, combine all 3 of them together, and that's 100%, plus 37.5 there. Which again is not too bad at all. Another way that we can try and do this is 30 megawatts divided by 100 times by... No, let's do that first. 0.3. Then times up by the percentage that we are using, which is 37.5. Which is 11.25. So... yeah, that's 41.25 megawatts. Not bad at all. That's for our refineries. Are we using anything else here? That doesn't count, obviously. The water extractor. We need 1 water extractor. Little weigher. 1 of those. That's 90? That can't be right. Oh, okay, I know why. It's 20. So it's 100. No. 20 divided by 100 times by 75. 75, yep. 15 megawatts. That makes a bit more sense. Okay. So, power-wise, so far, that's what we're dealing with. Of course, we still have to make our silica, which is going to require a couple of constructors, which is not too bad. Everything here is so far correct. Now let's move on to the silica. Okay. That's the hard part out of the way with. Silica is very simple to make. We are going to need... Ooh. Sorry. 125. Times everything here by 10, essentially. Just, again, nice and simple stuff. Which is 75 raw quartz. Okay. That's not too bad. And how many constructors is that gonna require then? We have to do 75 divided by 22.5. Which is 3.4, we'll say. And one constructor consumes 4 megawatts. So we're looking at about 14 megawatts there. Yeah, like max 14, which is not too bad. Okay. Let's add up all this power then, shall we? Which doesn't seem to be a lot, does it? Well. Let's get the Satisfactory app open. 27 plus 41.25 plus 15 plus 14. No, 14. 97.2. Okay, that's actually a lot more than I thought. Fair enough. 97.25. So we're still consuming less than 100 megawatts worth of power. But all of this, I don't feel like that's too bad at all. Honest. And that is recipe 1 out the way with. Great. I still have to do this thing though, 'cause that's quite important. Move that down a little bit. There we go. Move that up a little bit. Go. Lovely. So bauxite is 75. Wait, really? That's not bad. Sorry, took myself by surprise there. I don't know why. Oil is obviously 0. We're replacing that with crude oil at just 7.5 per minute. What a good amount. Then raw quartz. 75 per minute. Why is everything 75 or 7.5? Also getting polymer resin as a additional source or resourcer. So additional source. 5 per minute. I mean, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, 5 polymer resin per minute is useless. Like, it is absolutely useless. Slowly, it will start to add up and become less useless. Like, let's say you were to make your classic plastic recipe, right? This one. At 100% efficiency. You need 60 polymer resin. So what can you even make with 5 polymer resin? 1.7 maybe? Yeah, so with 5 polymer resin per minute, you can make 1.7 plastic per minute. It's just not worth it. But again, if you have 10 times as amount, you make 17 plastic per minute, which is still not even that worth it. But anyway, it's free stuff, right? And of course, you could just sink it. Polymer resin does not sink for a lot, but it sinks for a little bit, I feel like. It's not dreadful, it's just not great. So the second recipe I want to try and do is the exact same like what I've just shown you, except complementing, containing this rather than this. Because as we can see, again, we are making silica here, so I wonder what this is going to end up looking like. We'll do, yeah, we'll just do this. Hello, there we go. X2. This is still the basic recipe. We're just using some other stuff now. Before. So where have I got to add this then? I've got to add it in here. Okay. Right. Well, firstly, let's move you over there. Then move you there. And move you there. Nope. I kind of knew that was going to happen. I was hoping it wouldn't, but... oh well. So everything else, maths-wise, should still be, like, fine. Just gonna try and change this up. And what was it before that I needed? 90 Alumina solution. Okay, and again, now we're using this recipe. Yep. So, 90 solution requires 90 bauxite and 135 water. However, you get 37.5 silica. A minute. Which, I mean, as I'm about to show, is just not worth it. Because look at this. This helps, but you still need to make a ton of silica. You know what I'll do? I'll move this down here. Get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, you go into there. You then go into here. Please just be straight. That's good enough. 125 minus 37.5. $87.5, okay. I mean, it's not bad, I suppose. But you still need 87.5 silica. In fact, I should probably try and change these around, shouldn't I? Wait, no. We need 125. And you then have to connect up there, I think. You would then have to make 87.5. Yeah, okay, there we go. I'm trying to make this look a bit more presentable. Let's just say that. There's still a lot of silica, though. I'm sure you are saving like power and stuff, but I just don't see it being worth it. So this requires 2.3, okay, and 52.5 raw quartz. So you save like 20 raw quartz or something. Okay. .3 constructors, so a third of 4 is quite difficult to try and calculate. It doesn't particularly. It can be like around about like 1.5, we'll say. Yeah, we'll do 1.5. So in total, it's going to be 9.5 megawatts. So yeah, you end up saving like 4 megawatts or something. 5? 4, yeah, 4.5. Sure. Sure. Is there anything else I need to calculate here now, though? We've done the solution, so this requires, again, more bauxite. Way more water there. Damn. Oh yeah, that's because I haven't done this yet. Okay, that's fair enough. So... that can go... So it'll be something like that. 135 minus 52.5. Didn't I just do that calculation? No. That That is 82.5 per minute. Okay, so you still need one water extractor at 2/3 efficiency, which is... I've already at, yes, 15 megawatts, still the about the exact same, if I'm honest. Wait, no, we're calculating 135, so technically you actually need 2 water extractors. Okay. That makes a bit more sense, because I was wondering why that was the same amount, but that should have been a lot more, and that, again, that makes sense. So 15... No, I've done it wrong again. It's 20 megawatts divided by 100 equals times by 15, 3 megawatts worth of power. So 20 plus 3, 23. Okay. And again, bauxite goes up, but power-wise, I think it remains roughly the same, because 90 alumina solution is 75% of the refinery, which is the exact same as what we were using before. Except again, this time we're using silica as a byproduct. So let's see if that actually saves you power. This would be quite interesting. We need to do 27 plus 41.25 plus 23, which is more than what we were using before, plus 9.5, which is 100.7. So we actually lose power from that. So what is the point in doing this then? It consumes more power and more resources. The only thing you are saving here is raw quartz, as far as what I can see. Everything else you're literally consuming more of. Either I'm like blind, or I don't see the point in doing this recipe at all. Crude oil is I haven't changed that recipe. That's still the same. Actually, wait. I'll do this. Wait, did that just reset everything? That's annoying. Yeah, bauxite, 90. I don't know why it reset everything there. That's correct, I think. Yeah, polymer resin's still the exact same. It's not great, if I'm honest with you. It's really not great. Need to get that back if I can. Why have I put that in there? Okay. So that's the first recipe technically done now, which is great. And the alternate recipe, which I'm sure a lot of people would have generally been quite interested about. I'm happy that I've done both of them. Now let's move over to the third recipe, which I believe will be slightly better, because it doesn't involve silica, so at least to calculate it slightly easier, which is quite nice. Yeah, cold chocolate, it's weird. It's gone like really, because my office is really cold. So it's like a really cold, it's like I've put it in the fridge. That's what it tastes of. It's like a thick hot chocolate that's been put into the fridge. Which, to be fair, we have things like iced coffee and iced tea. Is there such a thing like iced hot chocolate? Although that wouldn't be hot chocolate, that would be cold chocolate. I'm sure somewhere they must have like cold hot chocolate as like some sort of like traditional dish, like some tribe in Peru. I don't know. You never know these things. So the final recipe just requires a smelter, doesn't it? Like, it's really simple, I think. Welcome, Steve. Hope that you're doing good. Headed to Cleveland. Oh, nice. Well, good luck. Have fun in Cleveland. Hope it will be good. Yeah, thank you for tuning into the stream. So I want to try and make, I think it's 100 of these things, isn't it? Which I won't be able to do there. That's quite annoying. Okay. So we'll get rid of that and that. Move you over there. That makes things a bit easier to begin with. So I need 200 aluminium scrap. Which, didn't I already calculate that here? Oh, so I can just copy and paste this recipe in. Bruh. I won't say no to... Oh, Jesus. You didn't mean to do that. Yeah, whoops. There we go. It's for work. Oh, well, at least it's a day out of the office. A day out of the office. You can always look at it that way. It does mean requiring having to go to an airport, which a lot of people don't really like, but one of those things, isn't it? Just has to be done. But yeah, still hopefully it'll be fun though. We tried inserting a coal train into a railway that has six trains in it, and it has all the bauxite in the world, and now everything is broken. Trains are crashing everywhere, or even they've stopped. That's weird. I don't know why it would do that. Have you tried restarting your last few saves? I know that means that you get rid of a lot of work, but maybe that'd be the best thing to do in that scenario. Because yeah, that sucks. 300 hours into this game in a month, still struggling not to make spaghetti. Like I always say, embrace the spaghetti. A lot of people try to move away from it, but then they don't end up enjoying the game because they have to completely change their play style and they're not a big fan of it. So sometimes you just got to embrace the spaghetti. It might not feel normal at first, but it's alright. Everyone has spaghetti, even I do. I normally try to avoid it if I can because I've got like a couple thousand hours in this game. I have no life. But yeah, also some spaghetti isn't bad. There we go. Just changing the names though of the blueprints. I think, again, all the maths is essentially done for me here, which is very kind. The one thing I do have to try and calculate is the addition of all these smelters, because I believe we have to have... I did not mean to do that. So that's 3 and a third. 1.5. 13.5 megawatts with smelters. Nice, I spelt this wrong again. Great. So I've now got to add that onto here. 90... Oh, no, it's not. That carries over. That's a 2 now. 5. 95.2. I don't know why that took me so long to calculate there. I'm getting slow. Oh well. Just started using logistic floors. Yeah, logistic floors are fantastic. I made a video recently saying why I quit using them for my starter factory. And essentially the only reason I stopped using them was because I used them so much, I wanted to try something a bit new. They're just that good that I keep using them. They are fantastic. I do actually want to try and do a tutorial on logistic floors to try and make it a bit easier. Like, what height do you need for a logistics floor? What do you want to add down there? What to avoid? Things like that. So I'll probably film that sometime this month. I'm just trying to see. I've definitely done this correct, haven't I? This was way too, like, simple. I've obviously got to redo this part, and that's okay. Wait, why does it consume more bauxite? Oh, no, no. Yeah. Yeah. That's the whole point of this recipe, isn't it? Like, literally, that's the entire point. I still think this is the best recipe, though, honestly. Crude oil, that's 10 per minute. And you actually make more polymer resin? Although it shouldn't be that much of a difference, though. That seems way too low. Just double checking something here. If I've made a mistake and caught it, that's actually really good. So we need 30 petroleum coke that requires 10 heavy oil residue. Which, yeah, that's actually correct then. And then... Oh. I see the problem. I've actually done this wrong. So this should be 6.67 polymer resin, not 13.33. Still happy that we saw that though. We've now corrected that. I was wondering why there was such a massive difference there. Oh, you watched that video? Oh, thank you. Because the whole point of that video wasn't necessarily like a reason why you should quit using logistic flaws or a reason why you should use them. It was literally just a video why I stopped using logistic flaws. I'm pretty sure that was the title of the video, wasn't it? I just double check it now. Also, welcome to everyone who's watching. Thank you to the 2 subscribers, and thank you for all the likes in the stream today as well. It's very kind. Yeah, the title is literally why I quit, not why you should or why you shouldn't quit. It's just a video where I talk about logistic flaws. Oh well. So that's aluminium ingots done now in regards of this. If I was to recommend a recipe, I'd most likely go with this. It consumes the most bauxite, I believe. Yeah, it consumes the most bauxite and the most water. And the most crude oil, just. But it doesn't involve raw quartz or silica, and it's extremely simple to make. Also, power-wise, it's about the same. You just about save some power there. And I'm guessing that's because of the foundries here. They don't help. Or the water extractor. Although I actually... Oh no, I've already got that there. Okay. Welcome, Mikhail. Hope that you're doing good, man. Welcome to the stream. Just stopped overclocking everywhere possible. Oh yeah, definitely. It's a good way to save on shards there as well. It's a good idea. I mean, overclocking can be fantastic if you're limited to space. I know I've been using it a lot recently because I made a bit of a mistake with my Fixmas factory, although I don't even want to think about that factory because it's just, like, painful to even think about. Oh, well. I'll be continuing that on the 14th, though. Unfortunately, I can't actually continue my Fixmas factory until we have the next cartridge, which I believe is unlocked on day 14. So, yeah. That was aluminium ingots, wasn't it? Yes. That was nice and simple to do. Wait. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Okay. Fair enough. Keep that there. We then push this one to the back. Then we add that on top of there. Make it a bit wider. Perfect. Okay. That's solution, scrap, and ingots done. Now we're moving over to... Let's go double check the 4th one. Alclad aluminium sheets. Which isn't there only one recipe for this? Okay, well... there's not really too much I can show here, because there's just one recipe for it. So this would be a very quick segment in the video. But I'll still do it anyway, I suppose. Although there isn't even much point. There is no point in me doing this. I could, although I could probably use this point to mention the pure ingots. I do that in every single video because I think they're quite important to mention. But essentially, if you use your refinery and then add some water to things like copper, iron, caterium, limestone, or raw quartz, you get way more product than what you'd get from a constructor or smelter. Like, for example, with wet concrete, if you add limestone into here and mix it with water, you get more concrete here than what you'd get before. But it requires water and a refinery, which consumes more power. So there's pros and cons to doing this. If you've got tons of power, and if you don't mind using water, and you want to get more resources, use the refinery. if you don't want to deal with water, and if you haven't got a lot of power or don't want this to take up massive chunks of space, just use a smelter or a constructor. You fix the single block signal that caused all the havoc. That's all it can be sometimes, and that's sometimes why I don't like trains in this game. Because they just, like, one small thing just ruin everything. Well, the same can be said with, like, a regular factory, though, right? It's not as much. Is there much point in me doing a segment about this? I honestly don't know. Because there's only one recipe for it. So I don't think I'm actually going to bother. Instead, I'm just going to move on to the casing. I'll still highlight it in the video. I'll talk about how there's only one recipe and... again, throwing... Oh, Mikhail, thank you very much for the sub. Welcome, man. Good to have you here. Yeah, thank you very much for the sub. Have I got a Google Doc of these factory blueprints? I actually don't. So many people have asked for me to make like a doc or something. I probably will in the end. I just need to find the time and I need to know how to do it. I've got no idea how. But yeah, I think one day I am going to make a document with all my blueprints in it because a lot of people really want them. So yeah, I'll definitely have to try and do that. So with our casings, there's only 2 recipes, which is great. That's going to save me a lot of time. And the good news is, they don't actually require any alclad aluminium sheets anyway, so that's good. But they do require the aluminium ingots, which is that thing that I've literally just calculated. And judging by this, I think the recipe is going to be very, very simple, which is, again, fantastic for us. So let's do casings in here. We'll probably do like 60. That's like one constructor worth, so I think we'll do that. Although if I do, I can't. That's a shame. Roughly 67. It'll be a bit. Obviously, I won't do this, but it would then mean that I don't have to like recalculate any of this. I can just copy and paste it in. But I am gonna redo all of it to make it a bit easier to understand for viewing purposes. Because I'm just that nice. And also calculating like 69.999 or something is just a bit of a nuisance to do anyway. So let's do that then. We'll do 60 aluminium casing per minute. Be starting with a basic recipe. And again, you can probably predict like what these recipes are going to be like, can't you? Without even doing any sort of like maths or anything. You can already tell this is going to consume more aluminium ingots than this will. However, this consumes copper ingots because of that, and this doesn't consume copper. So if you want to save on aluminium, use this recipe. If you don't want to use copper, use this recipe. That's literally at the next half an hour summarized in 30 seconds. However, we are here for science. I'm still going to do the maths. Because apparently I just like wasting time. Also, again, it is good for the video. I'm actually very surprised with all the progress we made today. Because I've been wanting to make this for like a good few weeks now. But I've always just thought this would take me way too long to do for a video. But no, it's actually surprisingly quick. I think it's quick when I'm streaming though, because like sometimes I do plan these things off camera. Like I've done quite a few of these before. Oh dear, I've done quite a few of these before, as you can see. And some of these just takes so long to do. Like these supercomputer ones, I think I did like one on stream. Then I did the other couple off camera. And this video took me like 2.5 weeks to make. Because I was also making other videos in the background and streaming. And I also had like in real life stuff as well. Like that was just... like I wanted to be taken out by a sniper halfway through doing those calculations. Whereas this, I don't know, it's been really good fun. Same thing as well with, I am yapping a bit here, but I like yapping. The steel stuff down here, I thought this would take me ages, but it was really fun to work on. And it helps thousands of people as well, so, you know. There are pros and cons, because like some of these videos do like surprisingly well. I don't know why they do well, but some of them have like 20,000 views. It's like, if I'm able to help out just 10 people from that, that is just cool for me. It really is. What? I forgot what I was doing here. Why have I copied that? I've completely forgotten what I was doing here. We were doing the casings, but why have I... There was definitely a reason as to why I did that. And I forgot it. I'm probably going to think about it in a couple of minutes, but oh well. So we've got that. Oh. Having one of those days where my brain just does not want to function. So if I do this, get rid of that, move this down here. So why are you so big? That's better, thank you. No, it's big again. What are you... Oh, okay, that's better. Get a grip. Aluminium casing. And the only thing I've got to add... Well, I've got to redo some of the maths here, but the only additional thing I'll need to add is this. Oh dear. And we need 60 of those, don't we? Okay. And do this again. It's quite nice seeing all the progress though, because we've started like just in the Alumina solution, then we worked our way up to the aluminium scrap, then it was the aluminium ingot, and now it's the casing. It's a progression. There we go. Okay, I think that's everything reset. Fantastic. I'll then do these ones down here as well, because I kind of got messed up by that last time. Wait, did I not do that up here? That's fine. Uh-huh, there we go. Oh, that could have been tragic. So to make our 60 casings, we are... Yep. We need 1 constructor and 90 aluminium ingots. Haven't I already calculated that before, though? 90. It's 100. Okay, these are all 100s. That's annoying, but it is what it is. Okay. And that uses 1 constructor. That's... What is that? 100%. Okay. And for the aluminium ingots, you're made in here, aren't you? And we're making 90 of you lots, which is exactly 3 of them. Okay, that's good. Smelter, 3. That's 100% each. Okay. So in total, that is 12 megawatts. Okay, that's not too bad. That's 4 megawatts for our constructor. Moving on now, we need to make 180, I believe that is, aluminium scrap. If I do 9, then times it by 10, 180 scrap. Yep. Which is 60% of that. That's not too bad. Ref 1, 60%. And here we are going to need, well, we actually produce 63 water as a byproduct. And we're going to need... Did I miss a step? No, I didn't miss a step. I don't know why I thought I did there. Solution is 108. That's such a weird number, but you know what? Sure. And petroleum coke's 36. That might produce some weird numbers as well. I guess we're going to find out in just a bit. Let's start with the coke, because when you start with the coke, you can't stop. And we have to reduce that to 36. Lovely. Yeah, it's only 2 recipes for this. One involves copper ingots, one doesn't. One that involves copper ingots, I assume, will be using less aluminium ingots, but also involves copper, which I think would be the better recipe. But we're gonna see both, and we're gonna find out, is it actually better? Yes. It is. So we get 12 heavy ore residue from that. How percentage-wise, what we're doing here? 30%? Okay. It's not bad. So you also use 30%. That's correct. That's what it should have been. And we need 9 crude oil for that. That's, again, fantastic. Very, very low numbers there. Really good to see. And actually 6 polymer resin, so the numbers there aren't actually too weird at all. Compared to, like, what, 6.125, whatever the previous one was? That was just stupid. But yeah, this one actually is a lot easier to understand. So that's the first part done here for the petroleum coke. We now have to do the solution, which should then give us our last refinery that we then need. Then our water extractor, and then that will be that, which is fantastic. Okay. 108 solution using our sloppy recipe, which we've decided is just the best one in general. 108. It only uses 45%. That's really good. Okay. And that's going to require 90 bauxite and 90 water per minute. But because we're making 63 water per minute, it means we only have to technically use 27 per minute, which is not bad. Well, 27 from the water extractor, which is about, quick maths, 25% of 20, which is 5 megawatts there for our water extractor. Okay. Not bad. Four refineries. What's that saying? 3 smelters as well. 12 megawatts. Okay. We're using 90, 120, 165%. Okay. Do 30. Divided by 100 times by 136 is roughly 41 megawatts there worth of power for our 4 refineries. We've also got our constructors as well, which is essentially just that. Felt like I spelt that wrong there, but I didn't. Haha. There we go. And now we have to add this up, and that will be this. Well, that will be that for that. That will be all for this recipe. Why did that take me about 25 attempts to say? That's all, folks. Like some sort of Looney Tunes outro. Oh, Looney Tunes, that's such a good show, man. I'm sure that's changed quite a lot over the years, though. I feel like a lot of the cartoons I used to watch as a kid just wouldn't be acceptable nowadays. Like, at all. 62 megawatts, that's not right. Something is definitely wrong there. That can't be just 62 megawatts. Can it? I don't see how it can be. Scrap 180. Okay, that is right. 60%. Alumina solution. Oh, wait. No, that is right. Okay. The reason why I'm so confused about that is because our previous recipe, which I think, what did we use? Was it that one? What recipe did I even choose here in the end? Was it this? I think it might have been. But that consumes 95 megawatts with 100 ingots. And that consumes 200 scrap. Then surely this would be consuming more. Even though we're using 10 less aluminium ingots per minute. But we're then making 60 aluminium casings. So how is that so different then? You don't know. Is this number wrong, maybe? No? 12 megawatts there from the smelters. So what's the biggest, like, change here, then? Refineries is a bit lower. Water extractors. That's a pretty big change here as well. Because here, we're only needing 27 per minute. Whereas here, it's... Oh... I know what I've done. So this has to be slightly... only slightly higher, though. It has to be... Let's see. 20 divided by 100 equals times by 90. Not right either. 20 divided by 120. That's better. Times by 90. That uses 15 megawatts rather than 5. So that's now 72 megawatts. So that's better. Smelters are still the exact same. Isn't that 69 megawatts? Oh no, it's not. It seems like decent. It means that your entire aluminium setup's wrong because you said the foundry recipe is better. Or for the ingots. Depends what you do, though. Because the foundry recipe requires silica. But the one that I like to use is this one, without the silica. Because if you're trying to if you're trying to create the most amount of ingots, and you don't particularly care about anything else other than, like, bauxite consumption, then I suppose, this is the best one, I think? But I prefer this. This is just so much easier. The smelter one is a lot easier to do. So other than that, the refinery one seems to be the biggest change. The 3 smelters has like 1 megabyte. 1 megabyte. Oh, my brain's melting today, chat. 1 megawatt in the difference. It's the refineries that's the biggest change here. But how is that so drastic? I don't know. I think that is correct. I think my working out here is generally correct. Let's just change this all now. 2 hours, damn. Crude oil is 9 per... That's like nothing, like 9 per minute. It's actually crazy. No. There we go. And the final recipe that we have to calculate for today, thank the heavens above, is the exact same recipe, but with some copper instead. The smelter one is your main one for you. Yeah, it's what I think's the best one. This requires you, doesn't... what was that supposed to be? Casing... Is which is called alkalad casing. And it's our final calculation of the stream. Ah, what a shame. I was really enjoying doing alkalad casing calculations. I mean, to be fair, again, it hasn't been too bad. I've enjoyed it. There we go. Change the bottom one here as well. Lovely. Are you in the middle? No, you're not really. There we go. Now you are. Move you down a little bit. Lovely. So you're actually going to be a slightly bigger recipe because you now involve copper. Yay! I love using extra resources in recipes. It's my favorite part-time activities. That was the wrong button. There we go. And you have to move down to there. There we go. Then change you to copper ingots, which I don't think we have to consume a lot of in all fairness. Then you're simply put going to be copper ore. Lovely. Let's then reset the numbers here because I assume we're going to be using a lot less, well hopefully, a lot less aluminium for the sake of having to use copper now. Fun. Although to be fair, I'd rather use copper than some other stuff. Because copper's quite easy to find, luckily. Great, I think that's everything done there. So let's start with this. We are making 60 casings, just like before. Here we are going... We're only saving 10 ingots. Really? Really? We're saving 10? I mean, it's better than nothing, okay? I will say it is better than nothing. However, it's still kind of annoying. So we are going to be using 2 smelters to make this. Here at least. There we go. Do 133. Okie dokies. You know what we have to do again? It is 4. Yep, divided by 100 times by 133.3 is 5 point... We'll go 5.4 megawatts. Okay. 5.4 for 2. And then we're also using... I'm guessing it's going to be just under 3 smelters for the other stuff. Increase this a little bit. There we go. That's painful to look at. Because, yeah, 90 aluminium ingots goes into exactly 3 smelters. So this is going to be slightly less, but it's still going to require 3 smelters. So what's the calculations for that then? 30. So again, it's going to be... I think it's 30 divided... No. 4 divided by 100 times by 80. That's not correct. Each smelter requires 4 megawatts of power. That's just less than 3. I have to do the percentage first. That's what it is. Okay. So percentage-wise, we are using how much? You back for just a second. Oh, I can't even do that. That's annoying. $267%. Okay. Right. So a third of this is about... We have to do a third of 4. 4 divided by 3. 1.3. Okay. So we're looking at about 9.3 megawatts coming from this. Okay, that was very weird to calculate for some weird reason. 9.3 plus that. 14.7. Okay. That was fun. Oh dear. Leave that in there for now. So moving on from that, we've now got... We've done this, we've done that. Scrap now, okay. How much scrap can we get for 80 ingots? Do that in here, don't we? Yep. 160. That's not too bad. Which is 53%. Okay. Save that. And as a byproduct, we get 56 water. What was it last time? It's gonna be quite similar to that, isn't it? Yeah, we got 63 last time. Okay, right. Need 160 scrap in that. And for our solution and for our coke, it requires 32 coke, 96 solution. Okay. It's not bad. When we got onto our sloppy alumina, 96, that requires 40% from the refinery. And 80 bauxite. And 80 water. But again, because we're making 56, it means that we're only consuming 24, I believe that is. So you end up saving 3 water per minute. So the water extractor... Makes sense, okay. It's exactly 2/3 of 20. It's quite a lot higher, actually. 20 divided by 3 times by 2 is... No, that was plus 2. 13.4. Yes, you save like 1 megawatt there as well. Okay. Make sure all these are correct. I'll do that off camera though if I haven't done that all correctly. That's okay. So fantastic, guys. This part of the recipe completely done. Now let's move over to the coke side. Because all this should be good. I'll then change this after I do the coke. So far, are we actually saving much? We're saving 10 bauxite, 10 water. Well, it's actually 3 water. Wait, we're consuming more coke? That makes no sense. I must have done that wrong. 36, is that right? No, 160. 32, okay. I don't know why I wrote down 43 there, but it's definitely 32. It's 27% there for the refinery's power. And that's roughly 11 heavy oil residue. It's not too bad. That's already correct. Which is 8 crude oil. Fantastic. And that is 5.3 polymer resin. Again, basically useless there for the polymer resin. But it's better than 0. Actually, I'd rather it be 0, because that saves you having to add in all the awesome sinks, or God knows what you're going to add there. You could convert it into plastic, just, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it. That's also about 27% there. Not bad. So in total, refinery-wise, we are looking at this percentage. Just add them up very quickly. At 150%, which is 45 megawatts. There we go. A very easy number to calculate. It's been a long time coming, but it's here. Easy number to calculate. And constructors. We're not using constructors, are we? What was I? Oh yeah. Wait. No. Yes. Using an assembler now, aren't I? Yeah, I'm not using a constructor anymore. That's only half, and I believe an assembler is 15 megawatts. I will double check though. Yeah, it is. So half of that is roughly 7.5. Okay. No. 7.5 megawatts. Using one of those 4 refineries there. So let's see what that power comes into in total. It is 45 plus 13.4 plus 14.7 plus 7.5. Which is 80.6 megawatts. No. No. What? So power-wise, this ends up consuming quite a bit more, or 8 megawatts more, which is not massive. Let's see if you end up saving many resources, because you are going to need copper. Which, again, for the previous recipe, you didn't. Crude oil, that's going to be 8 per minute. Water, that's going to be 80 per minute. Bauxite, again, 80 per minute. So you end up saving 10 bauxite, 10 water, and 1 crude oil. 1. Welcome, Night Sketch. Hope that you're doing good. Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, and polymer resin, you get less of that as well. So there we have it. Isn't that exciting? All that for what? Can I select that one in the back there? No. There we go. Okay. Is it worth it? I suppose you do end up saving resources, but you end up consuming quite a bit more power. That's going to be an interesting one, I think. Yeah. I really don't know if that's even worth it. What recipe? Oh, this is for aluminium casing. We've just finished doing all of our aluminium calculations for today. So every alumina solution, aluminium scrap, aluminium ingots, and aluminium casing recipe. We've done all that today. It was a lot of work, but I think it was worth it. Move that up there a little bit. It was good fun though. It really was. Then send you to the very back. There we go, lovely. Nowhere near any of that? Oh, that's fine, don't worry. That's all good. I'll probably end up making a video, well, I definitely will be making a video talking about this that hopefully will be out what day is it today? Tuesday. I'll probably end up recording this video tomorrow morning, maybe even this evening. So it might be out Friday? Let's see. I also want to try and do a very similar video to this where I talk a bit more about, what the hell is it called? The fact it's escaped my mind is a bit concerning. Status, that's the one. Because Status only has 2 recipes. You encounter it somewhat towards the beginning of the game. Well, not really, but like when you unlock Call. So it's quite an easy video to talk about. I can then talk a bit more about iron wire and iron steel. So I'll do these 2 recipes plus another one. I'll then talk about other ways you can try and craft quick wire to see which one's actually worth it. So that might be a video that some people might like as well. Smart plates, I don't see the point in talking about it. This recipe is just better, unless you want to use plastic. You think you may have watched a few of your videos? Oh, nice. Yeah, I've made a few. I've definitely made a few. But yeah, I still want to make a lot more though. I'm nowhere near done. I've got a lot more that I've got planned. Oof. I've done a video about quartz crystals. I think I've discussed it a lot in other videos, so I'm sure I've mentioned it. Radio control units we've done. Already talked about that today. I don't really care much about the nobelisks, although I do want to try and do a video where I compare them and see which one's like best. And welcome Mad Dog. Updates wise, there's a few patch notes to Fixmas. Nothing crazy. You've changed a few things with like Ada's voice lines, so again, nothing mad there. Regarding Satisfactory news, Snut is leaving as community manager. I believe he'll be around for a few more days, hopefully. A couple more uploads, he said, a couple more live streams, and then he's out. So that's the news and the updates basically summarized. I did talk about that a bit more towards the beginning, though. Welcome, Jacobs. Hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the live stream today. Yeah, I talked about that towards the beginning of today's stream. And then we spent the last 2 hours calculating some aluminium stuff, which is all of this, which again, you don't have to rewatch the last 2 hours. I'm going to condense this into like a much shorter video. Why is this so far apart? Yeah, I'll make it a bit easier to understand. But don't worry, don't fear. I knew I was going to do that. There we go. It's a little bit smaller. Had a haircut, like 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, I've had another haircut. I don't like my hair being too long, unfortunately. So what else do I want to make a video talking about? I suppose, let me just type in nobelisks. There's 5 in total. I suppose I could make a video talking about like what's the best nobelisk, because again, in theory it's the nuke nobelisk. It's extremely powerful. But if you look at the resources required, it's like, holy moly, I would rather not. And you have things like cluster, pulse, gas, and there will be people out there that generally would like to know what the difference is between all these nobelisks. So I think that could be an interesting upload. So I'll definitely think about doing that. Probably a video talking about rebar ammunition as well. And then also a video talking about rifle ammo. So that's 3 videos that potentially make. Although there's only 3 recipes for rifle ammo. It's interesting. Miss him? Yeah, he was fantastic. He was a very, very good community manager. I think, aren't they live on Twitch like literally right now? I wouldn't know. I barely use Twitch, even though I've got a Twitch account. But oh well. Yeah, they are. Well, that's an ad. Okay. What even is that? I don't even want to know. Yeah, I think that's basically all I wanted to try and do for today's stream. I'll probably end up recording this a bit later on when my voice doesn't feel like it's about to break. But regarding other videos, I've got a few planned for this. Well, not just versatile frameworks, but for everything else. I think what I might do is a video where I compare smart plating, versatile frameworks, and automated wiring to show you the best recipe for them 3. Because I believe that's like the second space elevator tier. And some people might be interested, like, well, what's the best way to make all 3 of those? So I might do a video where I talk about that. Adaptive control units is only one recipe for, so there's no point. Batteries? That's probably quite an important one. Have I done a battery video? That'll be very important. I've done supercomputers. I'm working on turbo motors. That'll be out sometime in 2028. Fingers crossed. Because it takes so long to make that one. No point talking about that. Or this. Cooling systems. I don't know if I've made a video talking about this because I just prefer using this recipe. I haven't made a video talking about that. That's coming up. One recipe. Oh yeah, I've got to do all like the nuclear stuff. I'm not doing that anytime soon though. I'll do it when I'm actually onto it. As of right now, there's just no point. There's just so much of it. And we'll see where we go from there. But regardless, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I do... Wait. Flashbang. It's gone. Thank you very much for watching. I know today's stream was a bit shorter than usual. It was less than 3 hours. But it's 3 hours of essentially just doing maths. So I want to take a bit of a break, rest, and then record a video for you guys. Which hopefully will be out again on Friday, fingers crossed. Because today's Tuesday. So preferably I would like to have another video out before that. Which might be the Stater video, but we'll see how things go. I've been really enjoying these daily streams. I hope that you guys are enjoying watching them. I'll continue my Fixmas Factory on the 14th. Or then just make some Wraith stuff and maybe some snowmen. Have a bit of fun with that. See how that's going to go. But yeah, that will just about do it for today. Thank you very much for... Where is it? Let me just make sure I've definitely saved everything I've just done. If I lose that, I would cry. Thank you very much for the 14 likes on today's stream and the 300 viewers. Damn. This is my most viewed stream I've done in like a month, so that's pretty crazy. Thank you very much to everyone who tuned in there. Thank you for the new Twitch follower and for the 3 subscribers over on the channel as well. Have an amazing rest of your morning, evening, or afternoon, and I hope to see you right here tomorrow, same time, same place, for some more Satisfactory gameplay. Not maths, gameplay, like some actual Satisfactory gameplay, which I'm very excited for. Have an amazing rest of your day, and remember, Godspeed.